Hi everyone, let's solve today's daily challenge, that is find the difference of two arrays. So in this question we are given two zero indexed integer arrays nums1 and nums2, right? Here you can see we have nums1 and nums2, and we need to return a list answer of size 2 where answer of 0 is a list of all distinct integers in nums1 which are not present in nums2, right? Basically answer is a vector of vector, that is array of array, right? And so the first element, right, so the first array inside of this answer should be a list of all distinct integers in nums1 which are not present in nums2, right? So here if you see in nums1 we have 1 2 and 3, and in nums2 we have 2 4 and 6. So all the distinct numbers in nums1 that are not present in nums2, so you can see that that is 1 and 3. So our answer 0 is 1 3, right? Our like first array inside of this answer. Then answer 1, which is the second array inside of answer, is a list of all distinct integers in nums2 which are not present in nums1, right? So here you can see nums2 is this, and here only 2 is common. So 4 and 6 are the distinct integers which are not present in nums1. So we have to return 4 6 here, right? So this is the answer array that we need to create, right? And we have to simply return it. Now you need to notice that, see, in this example, like we have to return the number of distinct numbers, right? All the distinct numbers. So here you can see that 3 is present twice, but here we are returning 3 only once. Why? Because we have to return distinct integers, not all the integers, right? So that thing we need to focus on. So I guess the question is pretty straightforward, but it is how, if you are a beginner you might be struggling with implementing this. So let's see how we will be implementing it. So see, in like if you will try to see, this is an easy question, so you can also do this in O of n square time complexity. That is, what you will do is you will be iterating in nums1, right? And then you will be iterating in nums2 here, right? Here nums1 array and here nums2 array, and for each and every element of nums1 you will be comparing it with nums2, and according to that you will be creating your vectors, right? So this will take a time complexity of O of n square, right? This will also pass because it's an easy question, and also the time constraints, also the constraints of the question allow that. But let's see how we can optimize it, right? So to optimize it, obviously we will not be iterating twice inside of these both arrays. So see, what we will be doing is we will be using hashing here. So what we will do is we will create a map, right? So inside of map we will be storing the frequencies, correct? So for each and every element, like we will be creating two maps here, map 1 and map 2. So map 1 will contain frequencies of all the elements within nums1, and map 2 will contain all the frequencies of all elements inside of nums2, right? After we are done with that, right, so let's quickly do that. So we have 1 here, and for 1 the frequency will be 1, for 2 the frequency will be 1 also, and for 3 the frequency will be 2, right? Similarly, we see for nums2, for 1 the frequency is going to be 2 because it is inside of the array twice, and for 2 the frequency is again going to be 2. Now we have created both our maps. Now what we will do is we will be iterating inside of map 1, and we will be checking whether these values are present inside of map 2 or not, right? So for that, what we will do, we will iterate inside of map 1, and then there is a function that C++STL provides us, that is map.find, right? So what that function does is it just goes inside of the particular map that you are targeting. Let's say we are trying to find some value inside of this map, right? Let's say we want to find 1 inside of this map. So what mp.find will do is it will just tell us if this value is present or not if the last iterator is not mp.end, right? map dot end, correct? And it does it in O of log n, right? So which is feasible to us, because see, if we will be iterating inside of this particular map, and then we have to iterate inside of this map also, like we need to check the values. But we saw if we try to compare each and every value, then we will be having a time complexity of O of n square. But using this mp.find and using this maps, we can get the time complexity to be O of n for this particular iteration, right? And log n for finding an element within this particular map. So that is all we will be doing. We will be iterating inside of this map 1, and we will be finding the values, these values inside of map 2. If they are present, then we have to keep iterating. If they are not present, then we have to push that value inside of our answer array, correct? So that is all that we will be doing. So let's see it in code, right? So here you can see, first we have declared our answer array, right? It is a vector of vector, and then we have declared our two maps, right? mp1 and mp2. So first what we are doing, we are just like putting values inside of these maps, right? So here mp1 will contain all the frequencies of all the numbers within nums1, and mp2 will contain the frequency of all the numbers within nums2, right? See, why we are trying to create map and iterating within maps is because then we will be we can avoid this particular case. See, here we have 3 twice, right? So you might have also wondered that why are we not iterating inside of this array and checking within the map? Why within maps only? Because we need distinct integers. Here you can see map creates a list of distinct integers. So the first value inside both of the maps will be distinct integers, right? So that is why we are using map. So now let's go here. So we have created our maps with the frequencies, right? Now we have created these two vectors, right? So the vector 1 will contain all the like distinct integers in nums1 not present in nums2, and v2 will contain all the distinct integers in nums2 which are not present in nums1, right? Then what we are doing, we are iterating inside of this mp1, right, our first map, and then as I said, we are finding the corresponding value of mp1 in mp2 in map 2, right? So if this value is present, then we will not be getting the iterator as mp2.end, right? So we need to continue, right? Because if this value is present, we don't have to do anything with that value. But if this value is not present, what we will do, we will put it inside of our v1, right? So after this iteration, we would have created our v1 vector, that is our answer 0 part, correct? Now we will do it for for nums2 also. What we will do, we will be iterating inside of mp2, and we will be finding the corresponding values in mp1, right? If they are present, we don't have to do anything, we will simply continue. Otherwise we have to push it inside of this v2 vector that we created, which will be answer 1. Then what we will do, after we are done with both of these steps, we will simply push these vectors inside of our answer array, right? So and then we have simply return answer. So that is how you have to solve this question. So this takes, like for this particular loop, like these loops will run in O of n, and these two loops are running in O of n log n, right? So this is how we have optimized it from O of n square. So I hope you have understood the solution.